The United States military plays its hand proceed with revolutionary mode by Tom Hennigan, international intelligence expert. Sunday, June 20, 2010. United States of America. It can now be reported that sources close to the Joint Chiefs of Staff are reporting that the United States military, using the Special Naval Code, has ordered an immediate mass evacuation of the Gulf Coast region that is currently being affected by the ecological disaster that was created by the British Petroleum Bush-Clinton Crime Family Syndicate domestic terrorist attack against the American people. Air tests from the Louisiana coast reveal human health threats from the oil disaster. The concentration threshold for hydrogen sulfide is about 5 to 10 parts per billion. Last Thursday, the EPA measured levels at 1,000 ppb. Link here provided in sourced hyperlink below in drop-down/more info. The Gulf of Mexico has turned into the Gulf of Methane, with the health and lives of the entire southeast portion of the United States at risk. We can also divulge that the United States military is in the process of taking over the treasonous FEMA and the treasonous Department of Homeland Security, DHS, who have now both been connected to the terrorist black op committed in the Gulf of Mexico. This unprecedented move by the United States military is the first move on the United States chessboard to politically decapitate a corrupt the United States government that continues to shred the United States Constitution, loot the United States Treasury, and can no longer protect their own people from a foreign oil company and enablers, both in the United States government and the corporate-controlled, fascist, extortion-friendly, oil-soaked media that has brought the United States to the brink of destruction. Note: alleged President Barack Obama, aka media celebrity and Bush-Clinton Crime Family Syndicate stooge, is now under semi-house arrest and has no authority whatsoever. The United States military sources have also identified current White House Chief of Staff, Israeli Mossad agent Ram Emanuel, as an individual that needs to be neutralized, aka arrested immediately. Emanuel has operated as the intermediary between Obama and the Bush-Clinton Crime Family Syndicate when it comes to operationally governing the United States. We can now also reveal that the United States military has been working directly with patriotic elements of the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, along with the United States Treasury agents, in intercepting communications and emails originating from the United States State Department that link criminal elements in and out of the United States government in planning a July 4th, false flag, terrorist attack that would occur somewhere near Lansing, Michigan, utilizing Afghan military pilots that have been currently training on the United States soil on air bases in Texas and Alabama. At first report 17 are missing, but we can now divulge that seven of these pilots have turned themselves into military forces under the control of current National Security Advisor General James Jones at the secret outpost in Alabama. Bush-Clinton Crime Family Syndicate patriarch Daddy Bush, aka George Herbert Walker Bush, during a 1992 interview with McClendon News Service White House reporter Sarah McClendon, "What will the people do if they ever find out the truth about Iraqgate and Iran-Contra?" Daddy Bush: "Sarah, if the American people ever find out what we have done, they will chase us down the streets and lynch us." Evidence is now overwhelming that current dysfunctional the United States Secretary of State, loser and lesbian in the closet Hillary Roddenhurst Clinton, along with known sociopath Daddy Bush aka George Herbert Walker Bush, and elements of both British and Israeli intelligence and the noted Gary Best mercenary group, are command and control from any assassination and terrorist teams currently operating on American soil for the purpose of blackmailing patriotic elements of the United States military and the few patriotic forces left in the United States government so that the Bush-Clinton Crime Family Syndicate can stay in power. The seven Afghan military pilots have divulged that the United States terrorists, aka the Bush-Clinton Crime Family Syndicate and its enablers, were planning to set off many nuclear explosions utilizing suitcase nukes, with the attacks to take place in Detroit, Michigan, New York City, Miami, Florida, San Antonio, Texas, and Los Angeles, California. Reference: cooperating with the United States military and the patriotic FBI is none other than alleged terrorist Joe Spadilla, aka Oklahoma City bombing suspect John Doe No. 2, the United States CIA asset and co-conspirator. Padilla is an expert on the infiltration of the Arab community surrounding Detroit, Michigan by the Israeli Mossad, rogue the United States CIA, and the Gary Best mercenary groups tied to Blackwater. A source close to the United States military has told us that now is the time to make it crystal clear that every member of the entire Bush-Clinton bloodline puts the American people in mortal danger on a 24-hour basis. P.S. We can also divulge that the patriotic members of the United States military believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that the last two alleged American presidents are/were illegitimate and fraudulent. 1. The previous illegal White House occupant, nation wrecker and Constitution shredder, George W. Bush fraud, was never legally elected, and irrefutable evidence is now in the possession of the patriotic United States military that then Vice President now year 2000 duly elected President Albert Gore Jr. easily won the year 2000 presidential election, and 2. That current United States President Barack Obama aka Barry was born in Kenya and, accordingly, never constitutionally eligible to run for the United States presidency to begin with. Listen to this, folks. Our patriotic United States military now have clear-cut evidence that Obama aka Barry was an employee of the United States CIA in Indonesia in the early 1980s, and his handler, his boss, was none other than then Vice President George Herbert Walker Bush,